Stockholm, Djurgården, history, passion and a constant drive to improve. Football is about details. It's about getting better every day, as players, as a leader and as a team, together. It takes patience, courage and commitment. Together we can achieve our goals. A new journey begins now and I'm ready.
So Jani, warm welcome to Djurgården.
Thank you.
How do you feel today?
I feel really excited and it's been an exciting day for me I feel like I'm joining the club today, so it's been a long wait and then a lot of questions been asked before this, so I feel relieved and really excited and proud also.
What made you say yes to Bosse?
Of course, Bosse's negotiation skills are obviously like really good, but then for me, this Djurgården is a massive club and also a massive opportunity, and I really much like the essence of the club because it's a big community of people, and then a really big fan base, and it's a really big club also in Finland. Many people know Djurgården, and I obviously have followed Allsvenskan for a long time, and not only because of there's a lot of Finnish players also and has been a lot of Finnish players in the club, but it's just a really big massive club for me, which is it's really nice to be part of this.
When did you realize that Djurgården were interested in you?
It was like pretty much after this season, it came a bit out of the blue, like sort of like the call and invitation for the interview, and then I was just really happy to be in the interview. But then let's say that the interview went well, and I think we found a good connection in the interview, and then the rest is history.
Is it a big step moving from Finland to Sweden, do you think, as a football coach?
I think it is a really big step. Everything is in a bigger scale over here. The audiences the crowds are much bigger, the football is much faster, the players are much better. So in many ways, and the media, of course, it's like much more bigger in every scale. So there's a lot of like things which demands me also to improve myself and develop what I'm doing, and then I feel that still that I'm quite experienced, so I'm quite ready. But of course, like learning this league and then getting know to the people around, and then everything is a adventure and a new challenge for me. So, but that is what we coaches do. We love challenges.
Do you think it's a big difference from coaching a Swedish team contra coaching a Finnish team?
Yeah, I think it is the competitiveness of the players and the rivalry between for example, Stockholm clubs. So there's a lot of much more emotion, I think, in the Swedish football, and the big emotion is coming from the stands, that people are really living the game with the players. So those emotions are something like what is the biggest difference, I think, and also handling the emotions in this game is quite important, and then once again like a really good challenge for me.
Your career as a coach, can you tell us about it?
Well, it's quite long. I actually stopped playing 2007 and then 2006, and then 2007 I started coaching at quite low level. I was in the 4th level in Finland in that time, and learning to coach. I realized when I started coaching quite fast that coaching is something else, which I basically can't do at all, even though I thought I was more ready. But you realize really fast that it's a long way. It's more a marathon than a fast sprint. So I was learning to coach first. I was coaching the fourth level, third level in Finland, quite not very long time, but then I gradually got better as a coach, and then 2010 I became the coach of Helsingfors IFK, and then got promoted immediately in the first year over there, and then after that it was a bit like struggling with resources because it was a small club with quite small resources to challenge the bigger teams, and then eventually we got up to after second and third promotion we got up to the highest level in Finland, and then with an amateur team we survived first year in the league. We were seventh eventually, and which was a really good result in that time, and then next year with the same resources it didn't go so well, so I got sacked 2016, and I call it that for me it was quite good thing eventually for my career, because then I was signed by Kups, and then with Kups I was totally like 5 years over there. We won medal every year, 2 championships, and then eventually also the Finnish Cup, and then I was also coaching in my hometown in Seinäjoki 2020 and 21, and then we were also third in my second year over there. So I felt, and I told Kups quite early this year, it was I think already in April, that this will be my final season in Finnish football, even though I didn't know anything this like would happen with Djurgården or anything, but I just told that I have coached enough in Veikkausliiga, it's good for me to try something else. And then I was actually the assistant coach quite fast after that, when I announced that I'm going to be out of Veikkausliiga next year. The head coach of national team called me and then asked me to be his assistant coach, and I was proudly going over there. And then of course eventually it didn't go so well. But it was a nice experience overall for me, getting know to all the players in the national team, and also feeling the spirit over there. But a bit like in the end of that spell came this option to come over here, and I was like more than willing to come here, because I felt that this is for me, who is always felt more like a club coach, where you can be with the players daily and work with them on daily basis. It was for me, it was the opportunity I wanted to take.
You've been really successful as a coach. What are your main skills, do you think?
I think like what all the coaches want to, eventually what is their job is to of course win games, but also find the best out of the players. And I feel that in that I'm really good, like moving the boundaries of the players. We are always trying to find the limits of the players, that the style of the football has to be something which pushes the players to do a bit more, or even sometimes more that they feel that they are capable of doing. And when they develop, then of course it's basically handling the emotion in that moment. So I feel that like in those moments I'm pretty good. And of course like in coaching you can't only be one thing. Many people say about the coaches that he's a good like creating the spirit in the team, and he's a tactical mastermind, but coach can never be one thing. You have to be many things in the same time, and then you have to know a bit of many things of almost everything. So I think I have a really good, because I come from the long amateur background, so I'm used to do quite many roles in the team, like taking care of the physical coaching, taking care of the mental coaching. So that has grown my skills to manage the team in a top level. So I think it's like that, and learning. I'm like curious to learn, and this game is like really interesting game still for me. That I learn every day, and sometimes I learn from the players, and sometimes I learn from the other staff members. They can we can brainstorm and create ideas and try things, and that is the best part. But I think it's the willingness to just develop myself all the time, and I'm so different coach what I was like, for example, 2015 when we promoted to Veikkausliiga in Finland. So I'm totally different coach, but I still sometimes miss the naive coach what I was then. So because then you were so fearless to try things and then learn new things, and then you become a bit more cautious when you become older. But then you have to also sometimes just pinch yourself and then tell that now you have to just go for it and full speed and go against the fire. That's the big thing.
Full speed, is that something you only take to Djurgården as well?
Yeah. So it has to be like Jürgen Klopp is saying heavy metal football. I don't know, is it heavy metal for me? It's like something else, but like speed metal or something like that. Like I like that the intensity is there and the big emotions have to be there, and of course we have to handle the emotions. But like fast football, forward, try to always press high, but then of course manage the different game situations. That of course sometimes the opponent is making things difficult. You have to do something else, and then you have to be ready to do those and humble enough to do those things. But that is always the guideline. But like I said, it's a different story with this team, and then we have to learn to find all the potential out of this team, and that's the biggest mission now.
Do you prefer some kind of formation on the football ground?
I have tried all the formations, used so many formations. I have won many of the medals with different kind of football and different formations. For me, the formations are not the thing; it's more the players. Formations are a good tool which helps the players to think a bit more. But then I like to believe that we go with more with principle levels. That we have certain principles with which we try to stick on, and then polish them, and then the formation comes on the side, and sometimes the formation is helping to use the principles in the best possible way. So that is the thing. But maybe if you look at my formations, what I have used, so I'm more like a 4 in the back guy, even though I have played like 3 in the back guy, but it comes more from the team. But then at the moment, like last year we played in Kups, we played 4-2-2-2, which was a totally new formation for me, and I didn't pick it because I wanted to try it, but I picked it because I felt that it was good for this team and good for the individuals and the player types what we had. So we used that one, and it was really effective, and it was nice learning journey also for me, that I could learn from that formation what you can do and what are the weaknesses. So that was helping me a lot. So eventually I'm a 4-3-3 guy. I like the structure what Djurgården has used in the past years also, and with the current coach also. So but that is something I need to figure out soon. But there's going to be a solid base now in the current team, how they are playing.
A lot of work to be done during Christmas.
Yeah, a lot of, and then a really short preseason after that. So it's gonna be an interesting journey. But then development is always the biggest. That's the biggest target. That is something we are setting up with the team from the day one. That the biggest thing when we come to the changing room is that we develop, and then we develop together, and that's the biggest target. And then winning comes after that.
How much do you know about Djurgården? How much have you been looking at the games and practices and so forth?
I've been watching a lot the games, and also now the practices. So I try to, like, of course, observe to get all the information I can get now. And of course then when you are not in contact with the players so much, so of course I don't know so much about the personalities, and then the characters, what is inside the team. But then I know quite much what they do now and how they behave now on the pitch. So that's vital information for me. But then of course the games, like I really enjoy to follow the game, how the team is now playing, because the mentality and the attitude is so big at the moment, and they are winning a lot of duels and playing like really nice physical football, and there's a really good amount of directness and then control in the team play at the moment. So but of course I have to bring a bit my own magic over there, some adjustments, and then but because we don't have so much time after we start again, so that's why I have to use and I want to use also some of the stuff what is used now, because that is a really good base.
How important is it to get to know the players, not just like know them as players, but as individuals as well?
Yeah, it's really important, and that is something I do, and it's not like necessarily having meetings every day with different individuals. It's more also that when you meet the players today daily, you are like really meeting them and not just like walking past. Like it's like talking with the players, having short talks all the time, and then of course like I feel that players need to know also each other much better, and that is something I normally invest quite much time, that we have to go a bit outside football occasionally to make them understand that okay, this person is maybe he has other talents than football outside the pitch. So that is also important, and it's also part of the team building and group building, that we force them sometimes into uncomfort zones. So players don't know what they are faced. They will have nice adventure already in the start. So but that is important for me. But besides everyday meetings or like individual meetings, it's really important that you really see the player when you meet the player, and also understand that they are really also showing their character and emotion in the training. It's also important to understand that.
And as staff, do you bring your some staff with you?
It was quite clear from the start that we are keeping the staff, like in the way that they are bringing me a lot of silent information what I don't have, and that is something I need. Of course, I need to make my own judgments and all my make my own opinions about the team what we are having. But then most likely I will only bring the assistant coach with me, and then I never had like a set coaching team what I'm always bringing with me. I'm quite used to working with different kind of staff. I have different brilliant staffs in the past, in my coaching past, and then that is we have always found a way to work together, and that is something we are going to do here now also.
Things are happening really fast when you get back in January. The games are starting eventually, like after 3 weeks. How will you handle that?
It's going to be a challenge, a new challenge, because I never faced that kind of situation before, and of course now when it can be also, I have to think like it can be a good thing that now when the season has been so long, that it's good that players will have like 2 weeks total off, and then 2 weeks of their own preparation, and then we start to train with the team, and it's going to be a short pre-season. But then 2023, when I went to Kups after the coach was relieved from this job, so I got one training and then a game, and that was a good practice. I believe that with the clear communication, those kind of challenges can be solved. So let's hope that players are willing to take the info what comes in the start. But it's gonna be a challenge, but I want to think that it's a nice challenge.
Moving to Stockholm, how will that be for you?
Well, it will be interesting. I lived in Helsinki in the past, so in a sort of like a big city, and then obviously Stockholm is a bit more bigger city than Helsinki, but then where I live now, it's a really small town, so it's gonna be different. But for me, yeah, it's for me, Stockholm is a beautiful city. I've been here many times, not in this role, of course. So now it's a working place for me, but then I will be like most of the time I will be using in my work, and that's what I do always a lot. So I spend a lot of time like doing this passion of mine. But hopefully I can get to know myself around the city. That will be a struggle in the start, and then I like to walk around and cycle around. So hopefully I can do that also. So I'm gonna really enjoy my life over here, and then and my family will come a bit later to follow me, because now everything is happening so fast. So not so much time to organize that thing, but that will also be in the future plans.
And as a coach of you, Gordon, there will be a lot of pressure on you as well from the supporters. How will you handle that?
Well, I don't know yet. I normally have a good relationship with the fans, and obviously now there's a really big fan base, and then they want to win the games. And then one of my captains said to the players when there was a big stand, so big crowd in the game, they said that fans are happy if you put everything in, and that is something I promised, that we put everything in. Hopefully the results will follow, but that is something like we are gonna do. And then I'm the heaviest criticizer of myself, so that is something I do a lot. I always analyze, even after a win, I analyze what could I have done better, and there's so much to improve, and nobody's perfect, not even me. So I'm quite used to being criticized, and then sometimes I close my ears, but sometimes I want to listen and understand the thoughts, and then but it's great to have the passion outside the pitch also.
Thank you very much, Jani.
Thank you.